A warm welcome to the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Nigerian Senate has called for the dissolution of the Interim Management Committee of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. The lawmakers made the call after deliberating on a detailed probe report submitted during plenary on Thursday. Now, according to that report, the Commission made reckless spendings to the tune of 1.33 trillion naira in 5 years.
Well, you can see and you can imagine where staff who sits at home are paid 1.6 billion naira for just staying at home during COVID-19. If you look at the contents of this report, the President, the Interim Management Committee has spent more money in a period of pandemic where we are all expected to be at home than even the commission that once had a body itself.
We found out that in a lot of cases where unjustifiable payments were made to staff of the NDDC, they should be made to refund these monies. Because what is good for the goose is good for the gander.
When you protest against an ill treatment of what belongs to you or what is your right, it's normal. I expect to see a massive protest over this fraud in the Niger Delta Development Commission. But yet nothing is happening because everybody is waiting for his own opportunity.
It is painful to see Niger Delta people in pedantry, and you gave them responsibility over 1 trillion naira went down the drain. Who are you going to hold responsible? Would you say President Buhari has not been fair and just? 81 billion in 6 months, and there's nothing to show for it? Mr. President, this is one of the most terrible crimes anybody can do to a generation.
Those that have been given the responsibility to manage the resources of the NDDC and for the people of the Niger Delta have squandered most of the resources, leaving the region poor and in a very difficult situation. It is our opinion in the National Assembly, particularly in the Senate, that this report has exposed the inefficiencies, the kind of corruption in the NDDC. I am sure that our report will receive the kind of attention that we all desire and expect.
Well, the truth-seeking trip of President Muhammadu Buhari to the Malian capital, Bamako, has ended without a deal to soothe the country's escalating political crisis. In Bamako, with Buhari on Thursday, where former President Goodluck Jonathan, as well as President Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast, Macky Sall of Senegal, Mahmoud Issoufou of Niger, Nana Akufo of Ghana, and the host Ibrahim Keita of Mali. The day-long meeting with the leaders ended in a stalemate as protest movement clamored for the resignation of Keita amid a long-running jihadist insurgency that threatens to throw the country into chaos. After the intervention failed to seal a deal, Issoufou, upon deliberation with his counterparts, said the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, would hold a summit on Monday with the hope of reaching a compromise between the warring factions. The Nigerian Air Force says no autopsy was carried out on flying officer Tolulokpe Arotile because the circumstances surrounding her death were clear. Spokesperson for the Air Force, Commodore Ibikunle Daramola, further stated that the family of the deceased wanted to move on quickly and did not demand an autopsy. Daramola said this while speaking on a TV program on Friday. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force says the case of the late flying officer will be handed over to the police today for investigation and prosecution of the prime suspect, Nehemiah Adejo. Arotile was buried on Thursday at the military cemetery in Abuja. The Nigerian police force has identified 3 officers and 1 civilian accomplice who took part in the unprofessional act of dehumanizing a female citizen, as shown in a viral video on Wednesday, July 22nd. According to a statement by the force spokesperson Frank Mba, the suspects are currently being detained at the Lagos State CID detention facility, Mantiyaba. In the video, one could hear the officer interrogating the young lady named Toobola following a raid at the apartment of an alleged kidnapper. The interrogation degenerated into very lewd-seeming dialogues with questions ranging from if the suspect is a virgin to how many people she had had sexual intercourse with. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has appealed to residents of the state to exercise patience and bear the discomfort that will be experienced from the 6-month partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge, which starts by midnight today. According to the governor, the closure was inevitable following physical deterioration observed on the structure after an integrity test conducted by the federal government. Sanwo-Olu spoke on Thursday while receiving the new sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Lagos at the State House in Marina. The governor revealed that during the period of closure, a lane of the bridge would be open to traffic for vehicles driving inward Lagos Island in the morning, while the other lane would be shut. The reverse would be done for vehicles driving inward mainland in the afternoon, while the other will be shut. We'll take a break here to bring you more stories. Stay with us.
Now believe this Koroti. You know if he touch black man. If you like, gather the whole Niger, come together, make the cough. Nothing.
Which one you want?
Give me V and D.
I beg, get small pieces.
How much you want to give him?
Give me 200. Take your change now, Ruby. You don't want your change.
My people, this coronavirus, na serious matter. May una wash una hands regularly. Come use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. If you no see water, wash your hand. Oh, make una sit down for house. You see this virus, so e no get leg. Now we dey waka kurukere. No waka around, make the virus for die. No forget, say the betterment of our people. Now for your handy day.
This message is from the Akinfade Foundation in partnership with the National Orientation Agency with support from MacArthur Foundation.
Welcome back. Nigeria's COVID-19 fatality toll increased to its highest in close to 2 weeks, with 20 new deaths confirmed on Thursday. This brings the total fatality toll to 833 people, while Taraba is the only state yet to record any coronavirus-related death. In a late-night tweet on Thursday, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NDDC, also confirmed 604 new COVID-19 infections in 20 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Meanwhile, the number of recoveries has now exceeded 16,000, with 246 patients discharged on July 23rd, increasing the figure from 15,815 to 16,061. Lagos State Commissioner for Health, Akin Abayomi, has reiterated that the use of rapid diagnostic test kits for COVID-19 testing in Lagos is illegal until the government can validate otherwise. Abayomi made this known at a news briefing on COVID-19 in Lagos response, explaining that RDT kits have a very high risk of giving false positive or negative results, which could be traumatizing for citizens. The commissioner explained that the state government had considered the use of rapid diagnostic kits as part of our strategies to expand its testing capacity, but noted that none of the RDT kits submitted for validation passed the tests.
Mr. Governor has actually sponsored the evaluation of a number of rapid diagnostic tests that are available on the market. And we have put them through a rigorous validation process in the laboratory, and we have found that all of them have failed. In other words, they do not have high enough accuracy for us to use these rapid tests for the COVID-19 response. The reason for this is because these tests are given a high false positive and a high false negative. What does that mean? It means those tests will tell you that you are positive when you are not, and they will tell you you are negative when you are positive. And as you can imagine, that has serious consequences and has even led to the death of people in community because the tests have shown patients to be negative while indeed they were positive, and because of that, they did not recognize the importance of them being moved to a COVID facility, and they died in community. So the government has not been able to accredit or pass any of these rapid diagnostic tests at the moment. And let me remind you that neither has the WHO. So it's not a Nigerian phenomenon, it's a global phenomenon. Nobody has developed a rapid diagnostic test that is safe enough for us to use in community.
The federal government has said Nigerian students may be asked to sit for the general certificate examination holding in November if the country fails to meet up with this year's timetable for the West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination, WAEC. The Minister of State for Education, Emeka Nwajuba, made this known at the bi-weekly Presidential Task Force briefing on COVID-19 on Thursday. He explained that a shift may become necessary since the WAEC examination cannot be rescheduled for any reason. This is coming weeks after the Nigerian government reversed its earlier announcement on the resumption of schools. It also said no Nigerian school will take part in the examination earlier scheduled for August 5th to September 5th, 2020. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has ordered state schools in the country to close for 4 weeks from Monday as part of measures to combat a surge in the number of coronavirus cases. Ramaphosa says it was important to ensure that schools did not become sites of transmission at a time when coronavirus cases in South Africa are rising at one of the fastest rates in the world. Older students in primary and secondary schools return to schools on the 6th of July. President Ramaphosa said the current academic year will be extended beyond the end of 2020 as a result of the disruptions caused by the pandemic. Let's take a break here to bring you more stories. Stay with us. Welcome back. Let's now talk business. Oil prices edged higher on Friday, supported by a weaker dollar, though tensions between the United States and China weighed on prices. Brent crude was up 26 cents at $43.57 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures was up by 29 cents at $41.36 a barrel. China ordered the United States to close its consulate in the city of Chengdu on Friday, responding to a U.S. demand this week that China close its Houston consulate. Now, on this backdrop, the dollar slid to a 22-month low against a basket of currencies. A weaker dollar usually spurs buying of commodities priced in dollars such as oil because they become cheaper for holders of other currencies. Now, the U.S. economic outlook has darkened in the past month amid renewed lockdown in some states to tackle surging coronavirus cases. Former Tanzanian President Benjamin Mkapa has died. The 81-year-old passed in a hospital in the capital, Dar es Salaam. His death was announced by President John Magufuli in a short televised speech on Friday. The cause of death was, however, not disclosed. Mkapa was Tanzania's third president after independence from Britain in 1962 and ruled from 1995 to 2005. He held several cabinet posts such as Foreign Minister and Information Minister, and also served as ambassador to the United States before he was elected president. Tanzania will hold a period of 7 days of mourning for the late former president, during which the national flag will be flown at half-mast. South Korea will start letting limited numbers of fans back into baseball and football stadiums as authorities seek to restore normality after the coronavirus crisis. The country endured one of the worst early outbreaks outside China, but appears to have brought it broadly under control while never imposing a compulsory lockdown. Social distancing rules were relaxed in early May, and some professional sports, including baseball and football, started new seasons behind closed doors. According to a statement from the Central Disaster Management Headquarters, fans will from Sunday be allowed to fill about 10% of seats at professional baseball games, and the same proportion will be allowed at football matches from August 1st. And that's the latest from the newsroom. Many thanks for joining us. I am Fidelia Aguncha. Bye for now.